for 15 comes in as a wide receiver. He's been a very pleasant surprise as a free agent for the Dolphins this summer. And has an outside chance of sticking. Stout. Deep for Andre Brown and overthrows it. Isaiah Jenkins was covering. It'll be 4th down.
I'll tell you, and Stout really got it that time by Mike Pitts. Mike Pitts was the last of the guys to come into camp. Watch him. He's 74 right here. Comes on a stunt straight up the middle. Now watch Stout hit it, and watch 74 doink right there. I tell you, I think every pass that Stout has thrown, he's ended up on his back.
There's Mike Pitts, who just reported to camp, and here's Reggie Roby with the watch on. We've been told now that he's going to get rid of that cheap watch for the season opener and get a much more expensive brand that he's going to wear next Sunday against Buffalo. Gizmo Williams. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line for the 5'6" return man. There's Don McNeil, number 28, longtime defensive back, who's on the bubble for the Dolphins. Time has been called.
In this package is over 40 years of experience in
CBS continues to cover the U.S. Open. Will be a 4th-round match between Chris Evert. Now in her last appearance ever in the U.S. Open, she takes on 12-seeded Monica Seles. And a 3rd-round match in men's singles, Boris Becker against Michael Burkford. That is tomorrow. Randall Cunningham stays in at quarterback. Play fake. Pops it out, caught by Keith Fulton. And Greg Clark runs him out of bounds.
Well, Mike Quick came in, Vern. There he is. He got in for this first time. He had been a holdout all training camp and just came to camp this week. Didn't play in the first half and is starting here in the second half.
I got tickled at Reggie White's reaction to Mike Quick's holdout because Reggie held out as well. He says, Quick has had much more experience at it, and he took it a lot better than I did.
He says he knows how to do it. It didn't bother him. It bothered me.
That's Anthony Toney, number 25. Mike Quick, of course, suffered that leg injury last year and was out for 8 weeks.
Watch him up here, Vern. You know, when they drafted Mike Quick, you know why they drafted him? The number one thing they drafted him for was a blocker. I mean, he just bounced off that block there. But wide receivers, as a group, really aren't blockers. Some of them don't even try. Mike Quick is probably the best blocker of all the wide receivers in the league.
Myers gets the handoff on 2nd and 7. Tries to work for the first down out of bounds at the 46. Greg Clark, number 60, makes the tackle. Myers, of course, the number 1 draft choice out of Ohio State. I don't know that anybody knew how well he could catch the ball when he first came into the league.
And that's the thing that he's become. You know, Randall Cunningham, I think, feels as comfortable throwing the ball to Byers as he does anyone. He has guys like Mike Quick, Keith Jackson, Chris Carter, and I think he feels that Byers has as good a receiver out of the backfield or on the line as any of his receivers are.
Byers and Toney behind Cunningham on first down. Randall, deep left side, double coverage, incomplete. As Lewis Oliver came over, trying to find Mike Quick. He said that he and Quick would not be well connected tonight. Their timing was going to be off.
And I'll tell you, we're talking about Byers. Here's one of the reasons. Here's one of the things he doesn't do well or didn't do well. When this guy comes, he has to block him out. Now watch what happens. Cunningham can talk about Byers. Now watch him there. You see, boom, the guy just hits him, goes right inside, and again, he makes Cunningham throw before he wanted to. So you got to catch it, you got to run it, and you got to block it.
Another addition to the offensive line, Matt Darwin, who's a holdout, is in at left tackle. He's number 78 and did a darn good job bringing the cut block. And Toney is knocked down as he gets near the line of scrimmage. But Matt Darwin, number 78, is coming at left tackle, replacing Ken Reeves.
As you said, he had a cut block on that, and the reason you cut block is you got to get that defensive end hand down to the side that you're throwing the screen.
Darwin's got a little belly on him.
Well, he just came to camp. You know, you can't, they can say they're doing this, they're lifting weights, they're working out of camp. Baloney. It's not the same as you do when you come to camp. Those are two different kind of workouts.
3rd and 12. Eagles lead at 10-3. Dennis Carter. It'll be 4th down.
I don't think Cunningham is as sharp tonight as he wanted to be. I think that he wanted to come out and have a good first half and maybe get out of there, and I think Buddy's keeping him in there until he gets this thing worked out.
8 of 18 for 71 yards. And the Philadelphia Eagles have one heck of a start to the season. They're at home against Seattle. Then they've got to go to Washington. And they come back at home against San Francisco before they get the Bears at Chicago on a Monday night.
You know, those first 3 teams are 3 of the best teams that I've seen in preseason.
That's it. Royster. David Little with the tackle, number 89. 8:35 to go, third quarter. Eagles lead it by 7. Seattle at home, at Washington. 49ers at home, at Chicago, and then back home against the Giants.
You know, I think Seattle is one of the best teams I've seen, and those other 2 are 2 of the best that I've seen.
Here's how Miami starts it. Buffalo at New England, the Jets at home, at Houston, and then Cleveland at home. So there's just no easy match. Here's Stout. Chased him out of bounds, and a flag is down.
Tell you what, there's always a lot of action around that sideline because guys chase them all the way across the field, and they want to hit them when they get there. And then, of course, the guy that's running the ball doesn't want to get hit once he gets out of bounds.
Number 39, 5-yard penalty, which will give them a first down.
That's 49. That's Todd Bell. They call it not unnecessary roughness, but they call him for a face mask. And we're going to see 49 come in right there. Okay, now he's going to grab the face mask right there and pull it back. See right there, he grabs the face mask. That looked like it could have been one of those 15-yard kinds. That was the kind that grabbed and didn't let go.
It does give Miami a first down at 10. Andre Brown starts the motion play fake. Stout. Ron Davenport, who's just come in at fullback. 5-year man out of Louisville. And Davenport makes the catch out of the 38-yard line. Cliff Stout backed up Terry Bradshaw for years in Pittsburgh.
Well, he was the guy that had all those rings, didn't he?
Yeah,
Played.
weighed down with rings and never played it down.
That's not a bad job. You know, that's when Cliff Stout is an 11-year veteran, and you can be 11-year veteran and be pretty healthy if you play like that.
Ronnie Lee leaving the sideline. Ron Davenport. That'll be short of the first down. There's Ronnie Lee. When he was a high school youngster, he was a teammate of Earl Campbell at Tyler High School in East Texas. And they won the state championship in '73.
Well, the reason he's just coming out on the field now is that they have the x-ray machines right in the locker room, and they were x-raying his leg. And it's good to see him walking like that. And the fact that he still has his shoulder pads on and his helmet in his hand, that means that he's okay. And remember, we saw that earlier where he got leg whipped, or he was going to leg whip, and he got kicked in the leg.
Thought it had come up short, but they bring the chain out, and they measure, and it's good for the first down. So Miami moves the ball into Cliff Stout.
First and 10 at the 42.
Dolphins send Scott Schwades wide to the left, and Andre Brown. So they've got 2 new wide receivers in. And again, Mark Clayton, who meant so much to this ball club, is under contract but holding out. So he's being fined every day. Here's Stout off balance. Deep for Swift. He can't get it.
I'll tell you, you know, the quarterback, you know, you can talk about the quarterback, they get all the money, they get all the glory. But I'll tell you, these guys do take a beating. I mean, Stout, for whatever he's done, every time that he's thrown the ball, he's ended up on his back. And he's making some pretty good throws now. That is an excellent throw. That ball, that's just a half-inch away from not being caught. With that kind of pressure, that's a heck of a throw.
Second down and 10. Stout is also operating behind a patchwork offensive line now. Here comes the blitz. Stout has it picked down. Seth Joyner. This will be 6. Seth Joyner, the linebacker. Second return for a TD in this half.
Remember in the first half, Seth Joyner was so close to